don't steal people's content. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I purposely do not buy other people's games because I don't, if I happen to have that question, fine. Right. But I'm not going out and, oh, that was a good question, so let me take, right. No. And, I think the content around it, but I think more than that, just like in business in general, like Pac said, I found the weakness, I peeped the weakness in the rap game and sold it. Find something where somebody's lacking and feel that need.
Hey guys, what's good? And welcome to the Cosign Life. If you're watching this video, that means you co-sign us and we co-sign you. So here are a couple of ways to support us at Cosign Magazine. Number one, view the description below, click the link, and purchase an issue of Cosign Magazine. Just like this one right here, physical. You can purchase this. Number two, you can also support us by purchasing Cosign merch. Hit the link below and it'll take you to all our past merch items, and we'd love to have your support and see you wear Cosign Magazine. What's good, world? Welcome to another episode of Cosign Conversations. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, I am your host, KG Graham, founder of Cosign Magazine. And if you're a returning listener, watcher, viewer, I've been on a little break for a while. I had to get my mind, body, and soul right. Y'all know how that goes. But we're back with another amazing episode, and I had to tap my guy, Saint Row, a.k.a. Stanley Newcomer. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Founder, one of the co-founders of UrbanTrivia. Still an artist, formerly known as artist.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Nah, of course, man. It's a long time coming, bro. Sure. We've been homies for a while. Yep. And then you and your team created this product. Bro, I had to support our cop one, had it for game night. It was a hit. And y'all boys been up ever since.
Man, listen. And it's been a wild ride, man. That was our pandemic baby.
Yeah, okay.
We started doing UrbanTrivia in like 2017, just doing live events.
I didn't know it started off as just live events.
Yeah, we started doing live events, and then probably like 2018, we were standing in the alley in Uptown, and I said, we should do a card game. Fleeting thought, and nobody ever said nothing.
Okay.
All right, cool. So I was sitting at my desk, man. We had just went back to work during the pandemic.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I could be anywhere in the world but sitting right here.
Right.
And I texted them. I said, hey, man, let's do that card game.
Yeah.
And they was like, man, I don't know. It's a lot of money. It might be this, might be that. I'm like, all right, bro, like, we got to do something.
Right.
So how y'all want to do it? And then Marcus was like, well, let's try to get some numbers. Let's try to do this, do that. I got it all. I said, man, we can do this.
Right.
And in like 3 months, because that was probably like September, and November we launched pre-orders. December they went out.
Dang,
so
it's like that.
Yeah, real quick.
Man, so I want to ask you this, bro. I know how it is in entrepreneurship when you find your lane. You got to be kind of wary of sharing, your sauce. So I want to ask you this. I'll premise it with, you ain't got to share your sauce, but put it this way. Nobody can replicate what y'all have done at UrbanTrivia, right? Because y'all started with the live, it's been organic, and then it's grown. But I will ask you this and try to give as much as you can, maybe without stealing people taking your sauce. But for somebody who's looking to start a board game or maybe a card game or flashcards, right? Yeah. What's that process like?
Content first.
Okay.
The content is first. What's it going to be about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Figuring out what it's going to be about, because they didn't see how that would go.
Gotcha.
That's what I almost really had to sell them on, is how does the game play?
Right.
So what's the game going to be about, and how does it play was the first two things, right? But I had already had that in mind. So I'm like, all right, because I seen cards like Black Card Revoked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, we could just do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be,
you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel.
Just make it something original to you.
Facts.
And then really after that, it's just finding distributor, finding somebody that can produce it.
Right.
And
You had to
that
go
was
overseas.
literally just a Google search. Like,
I went overseas for that.
yeah. Man, listen. Because there's a place that's in Grand Prairie.
Right.
We're in Dallas, guys. There is a place that's in Grand Prairie, but it's like $10,000 more.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do they have a minimum quantity order?
No. They just charge for everything. In America, they charge for everything.
Gotcha.
So it's colors, right? How many colors is on the box? They charge per shrink wrap. They charge like.
Oh, so they do them add-ons.
Yeah. So and then setup fees is like $1,000. Like it's just a lot.
Gotcha.
So
so in overseas wise, how do they break it down? They put it all together.
They put it all together and just like, hey, this is how much it is per deck.
Okay.
And you just run with it.
And does overseas, do they have like a minimum order quantity?
No.
So you can order one.
You can order one.
Okay.
It's just gonna cost you about $30.
Okay.
Plus shipping.
As a sample.
But
More of a sample. Okay.
Yeah. But even like with this, like so we started out. Our first order was 100.
Okay.
Right. Our first order was 150. Our first order was 150, and then just in a year and a half, we up to 5,000 now per time that we order.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like our first one, we just ordered one.
Gotcha.
Just to see how it's gonna come out.
So as far as the design rise, right? Did y'all use somebody locally to design it?
So it's a guy. Fuck. Oh man.
He gonna be on you for that.
But yeah, like we got a local guy.
Okay.
To do it, and he's been making our flyers for the longest, and because the reason we went with him, he made the first UrbanTrivia flyer.
Okay.
So I was like, well, we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Go back to the flyer.
Gotcha.
Just use that as, you know what I'm saying? And we just made little tweaks to it.
So even with that, does the distributor give you a template? Because like, does he even know?
Yeah, they give you a template, like,
Okay.
and it's just like you just gotta fit it to this.
Design within
but
that
man,
template.
they are very tedious on that template. Like things have to be, they're like things that we don't even see.
Right.
They're like, oh well, this isn't. It isn't the same size on this side as it is on this side, or it's shifted a little bit. I'm like, all right, bro, look, I don't care.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me see it. Okay, that looks fine to me.
Gotcha.
Or look, y'all change it.
Right.
Like y'all know how to change it. Change it.
Yeah.
Like, but
That's crazy.
it's a lot, man. Like I tell people all the time, this ain't just live shows and card games, man. It's a lot that goes into it.
Man, I want to touch on this, bro. So I'm definitely a fan of the game, love the concepts, everything. But when you release the second edition, it helps solidify the growth that I was thinking, because in my mind I was like, man, this is a dope game. But my only but or caveat was that if you play this game on game night multiple times, you're already gonna know the answer. So I was like, man, I wonder how they're gonna combat that.
So honestly, this is honestly how it goes, right?
Okay.
You play it once.
Right.
You played it once.
Right.
Now the joy becomes you sharing it. So now you become the host.
Okay.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So like that's honestly like how I thought about it. Like, yeah, I get it, like you run through all the questions and the person who purchased it is like, dang, I know all the answers now. Okay, well now that you know the answers, you do it to other people. You know what I'm saying? You share that experience. So now you're the host.
Gotcha.
So honestly, that's how it went. But that is a complaint that we get.
Right.
Oh man, we ran through them. I'm like, dang, like I'm being honest. When I play, I've never finished all of them cards before.
Got you.
So I didn't think that people would finish all of them. But there's also like a trivia community. Like there's people who like literally they just sit around and just buy new games, you know what I'm saying? And drinking games and this game and that game. So instead of going out, that's what they do, So that's why with the second edition, we put 105 cards in it versus 76.
Okay.
We stepped up the production. People say, man, like, I ripped the damn box trying to get it open. Okay, so we, so we mitigated that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
cardboard box now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
got money now.
Just put a little extra production in it.
Money. Yeah.
And I just was like, well, one of the marketing tactics of Apple with their box is the anticipation of opening it, right? So that's why, like, if you hold it, it kind of like slides slowly open. So we did the same thing with ours, you know what I'm saying? Give you that little anticipation of opening it. Yeah, man, actually, you know, put some colors to it, and you know, we just stepped it all the way up, you know, on the second go round. So
what I like about that is, you guys reinvested back in the brand and the business.
sure.
A lot of times when people make money, they try to, maximize on that and will try to decrease expenses and costs so they could really run it up.
Yeah.
But you guys like, nah, we're going to take that profit, we're going to put it back, make the game more quality, everything that we're doing, we're going to take the quality up another level, bro, so that way we can gain new customers, but also retain the previous ones.
And honestly, man, that's a big thing of all of us, right? Like, how can we be better, right? Even on our live shows, you know, some of our questions, if you have been to our live shows, you know, some of them, they're gonna be there, right? Because they're interactive, they get people up, you know what I'm saying? But like, we do 90 questions each time. I want to have at least a good new 60.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that way, you know, people like, oh, well, I don't have to go to this one because they just gonna do the same, you know. Now, when we go to other cities and, you know, start doing things like that, it can become almost like a comedy routine, right? So what I did in Dallas, I can do in New Orleans because these ain't the same people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They haven't experienced it. So, but definitely just stepping our production all the way up and reinvesting back into the business, because that's just gonna bring you more money later on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I guess me personally, I look at it like, my goal is Target, right? If I go into a store and I'm looking and all things are equal, price is the same, well, what's gonna be my determining factor?
Right.
Oh, well, this looks better.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So this packaging looks better. They put more into it. It's the same thing when I was rapping. People will come, if somebody come up to you with a CD and they wrote on it, you know what I'm saying, and they trying to sell it to you for $5.
Right.
But then somebody else walk up and they got it printed up. You know, they went somewhere and got it pressed up, and then they come to like, it's the presentation of it. So.
Man, so you spoke about Target. Have you already started researching what it's going to take to get into Target?
Yeah, and I honestly don't know if I want to do it because of that. But I think that it makes just the most sense business wise. It gives that national spotlight.
Right.
You know, and Amazon has been great to us. It does the same thing, but it's nothing like being able to walk into somewhere and just grabbing it when you need it.
So Amazon, I see you guys on Walmart too. So Amazon is Walmart is more like digital web, like you order from there and they'll ship it directly to you. So let's talk about Target though. You know, I mean, everybody shops at Target.
Yep.
Is it their terms that is kind of turning you off? Or
No, I've applied.
Right.
We haven't heard back.
Okay.
But I know the way that big box stores go, right? They want to buy it damn near at cost and mark it up.
Got you.
And which is fine depending on the quantity.
Right.
If you want to buy 50,000 of them, 100,000 of them, and you giving me $3 million up front,
Right.
I'm gonna take that. But if you want 10,000 and you want them at cost,
Yeah, it's not making.
I can move that in, you know what I'm saying, in a month and a half. Right. So it just depends, you know, and we have some people working on our behalf, you know, to try to get that. When we went out to Essence Fest, met a lot of people. So, you know, just trying to, you know, work those relationships and, yeah, man.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. So what was the thought process of taking UrbanTrivia on the streets for like the social commentary? 'Cause that shit's hilarious.
Honestly, we started out doing it in my room, just in one of my spare bedrooms, and me and shout out to my man Dennis. He was just like, you know, all right, look, let's just make some content, you know, and so I just started it there. And it wasn't doing nothing, right? And you know, nobody knows the perfect formula. You know, I was asking 3 questions in a row, trying to get people to answer in the comments, right?
Okay.
But I mean, it wasn't really working.
Right.
So then I was like, okay, well, let's go downtown. It might have been Dennis' idea, like, hey man, let's just go downtown and just ask people.
Right.
All right, bet. Like, I'm almost willing to try anything.
Right.
So, man, we did it, and it was still slow, but, it was better.
Gotcha.
You would, and at the time, I'm on TikTok. I got 10 followers, but, I'm getting, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 views.
Okay.
You're like, oh, okay, this is going.
Yeah.
And I guess just me being consistent with it.
Yeah.
And
Took
it
off.
that one video just took off.
So how often, when you do it, are people prone to stop, or it's more so you have to beg them a lot?
Listen, now they don't want to stop because they've seen it.
They don't want to stop?
They don't.
Why?
Because they say, you ain't finna make a fool out of me.
Oh, man.
like literally, they'll be walking up and they'll be walking by, I done seen you on TikTok. You're not finna have me looking crazy.
Yeah.
So, you get that, but then you get the people who like, yeah, I don't care, and then you get people who want to do it, right? Because they're looking for that viral moment. They look, and so it's a balance, it's. But the last time that we went, it was tough, man. And then it also depends on the questions, because I go to Deep Ellum. It's younger people in Deep Ellum.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So some of the questions we may ask, they from our generation, and they like, I don't know. So, it's just, mapping out all of that.
So, man, you recently came back from Essence.
Yeah.
You got booked to go out there and do Urban Trivia. Kind of tell us about that experience, how that came to fruition. I mean, they DM you, just the whole process about that, because that's a big deal.
So it was basically, they filled out a form on our website.
Okay.
And I read it. I was like, are you serious? And I was like, and it's crazy because just a few months before that, we was talking about Essence Fest already.
Okay.
And then they reached out and like, hey, we want you to come out, do Man on the Street, for Procter & Gamble. I'm like,
crazy.
all right. You know what I'm saying? So that's my first crack at being an influencer.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. I was only doing that to sell my game. I didn't think about that to sell anybody else's product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And since then, we've had a lot of people reach out, but they just don't make sense.
Got you. So for a Procter & Gamble, kind of tell us like how that worked.
So basically, we was working on the My Black is Beautiful campaign.
Okay.
So it's like hair care, skin care, stuff like that. And basically what they wanted was, they had themes of the day. So like the first day was like music, I think it was music. The second day was just like general pop culture. And then Sunday, it was food, because they have Essence Eats.
Okay.
And so they wanted that, and then they had just different little branding questions, like their hashtag was Black Beautiful period.
Right.
So it was like what helps you define Black Beautiful period, or what does that mean to you, or who inspires you to be Black Beautiful period. So I would ask my question, and then I would put that question with it, you know what I'm saying, and put it together. And man, it was an amazing experience, man. I thought that I'm go out there, ask a few questions, and I'm going party for the rest of the day. No,
like you was working,
man. Yeah. To the point where we went to trap karaoke, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
Like
okay.
So the whole team, you know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy.
Okay. So you can answer if you want to, but so with that kind of being your first influencer experience, a lot of times we do stuff for the opportunity, right? Was this opportunity in a bag, or was it
what? Big bag.
Big bag.
Big bag. Like way more than I thought. And I mean, like, not to give everything out, but honestly, like I was like, man, if they give me $2,500, I'm good.
Yeah. So they cover your travel and get you.
Yeah. Everything.
That's what's up.
Everything.
That's what's up.
And then I went back for more. Hey man, you can't offer me this. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I listened to French Montana. Don't take the first offer. All right, bet.
So they gave you an offer, you like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if we could do this, we'll make it work. And they agreed to it.
Yeah. And I probably could have got more.
You probably could have.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But it's not about, it wasn't about that. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, what they wanted was a lot.
Gotcha.
And they wanted me to bring Dennis.
I'm about to say, so you had to produce it too.
Yeah. So I had to, and that's a lot on Dennis. You got to turn this around the next day. So
each day you got to turn around next day.
Yeah.
So y'all filming, going back to the hotel. He got to edit, chop it up,
yep.
and put it out.
We got to give it back to him by 10 a.m. Ooh. So yeah, so it was a lot. And so that's why I came back. I was like, okay, well, because y'all want, me to bring my own editor, you know what I'm saying, and camera guy, can y'all, give me his, his portion.
Yeah.
And they was like, all right, yeah, we can do that.
Oh, that's love.
So, yeah. So it was good, man. But it like I said, it was definitely a lot. And honestly, they just saw me on TikTok. One of their employees just saw me on TikTok.
It's crazy. That's how it happens.
Yeah. And they just reached out. So the importance of having a website and the importance of having a form on your website for people to fill out, to contact you. But we've gotten approached by College Hill, one of the producers at College Hill. Oh, wow. They was doing the reboot. And she wanted to play UrbanTrivia on the show. Right. They didn't end up using it, but we signed the release to let them do it.
Gotcha.
It looked like they just made up their own card game because.
So, I guess they just couldn't play the game on TV. They had to have y'all.
They could, right? But what I'm thinking probably happened because it was celebrities involved in it. The celebrities is probably like, well, I don't want to give them free, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And then now they using my name as and that's probably how it probably went.
Got you.
So. But we've had other TV shows, other movies reach out about using the game in their stuff. Man, I've had feminine hygiene products reach out to me. I'm like, look, I get it. Like, our demographic is 75% women. Right. But I can't do that.
Gotcha.
Because I'm still a man at the end of the day. Like, I don't feel right going ask a woman about the feminine hygiene products she used. Yeah. What am I going to do with that? So I was like, thanks for the opportunity, but no.
Yeah, but at least you have the wherewithal to not take every opportunity.
Oh yeah, man.
Some people would just run it up, and then it tarnishes the brand.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's like, I just feel like a woman would look at me, even though because they wanted me to do man on the street style questions, but I'm like, why would I do that though? Like, what woman is gonna trust me asking her about, hey, have you heard about this? And it's fam, what do you know about that? Like, you don't even use that. Yeah. So it's just, and I guess the thing with My Black is Beautiful, it's hair care. Right. I got hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got skin. Right. So it don't really, you know what I'm saying? It's not, yes, it's catered towards black women, but it ain't just central to black women. Right.
So we got to talk about like the power of a cosign in general, right? Would you say Essence was the first cosign that kind of helped catapult into like this new level, or what would you say was the first one that kind of like really got you guys some notoriety and saying some national attention?
I'd say Amazon.
Amazon.
I'd say Amazon because that's when it switched.
Once you got on Amazon?
Yeah, once we got on Amazon, and it took so long. It took so long. Anybody who is, trying to get their products on Amazon, things like that, and it's an original product, it's tough, man. To the point where they wanted a barcode on it. We had already printed, X amount. I didn't have a barcode on the back. As you see on yours, it don't have a barcode.
Yeah,
but on
mine
mine
doesn't. Right.
We had to change it. I photoshopped it. I photoshopped it and said, "Hey, here go your barcode," and they finally let it. But like, it took like
so the barcode actually don't work.
Oh yeah, no, this works.
The new one, okay.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm saying, in order to get it on Amazon in the beginning, I didn't have a barcode. Gotcha. So I photoshopped one on it, gotcha. And then they allowed it to go ahead and go process. But it was crazy. We was just at a vendor event, and a guy was like, he's like, man, I seen this on Amazon this morning. I'm like, how you see it on Amazon? Like, we've been trying to get it on there. Yeah. And I go look, and sure enough, it was there.
That's crazy.
So, but that's what gave us that national attention, because just the curiosity. People don't window shop on Amazon. Most of the time, if you go on there, you're going to buy something.
Right, you're going.
Right. And so when they see it, they just started buying it. And so, if I'm being honest, we still in our infancy stages because we haven't put as much money as we should into marketing. We've just been doing organic. Right. And it's just been going on its own.
Gotcha.
I can sell 150 a day without me saying anything about it.
Right.
Like, you know, like that's a lot. So I just look at it like that, and it's just like, just wait until we actually put that,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, into it. But honestly, that's probably the biggest thing. But then, because when you say it, it just gives you, it's the reaction.
It's like validation almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I tell people, it's on Amazon too. If you don't want to buy it today, it's on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? They'll ship it to you at the end of the day. Oh, it's on Amazon. Oh, okay, well, let me go ahead and buy it. Because I don't know, people kind of look at you like it's like a hustle or something.
Yeah, like you're trying to hustle.
Yeah, until, you know, they know that, okay, y'all are a legit business.
Got you. So for those even trying to get on the Amazon, how is that process? Do you have to give them the product up front?
You can. It depends. So in order to get Amazon Prime, you have to ship it to them. So it's called fulfillment by Amazon.
Okay.
So you ship it all to them, and then they move it around their different warehouses throughout the country, and then they ship it out to people.
Gotcha.
So two things that they go off of is inventory and I won't say like your reviews, but the quality. They have like a quality score, right? So when you shipping it, did you put labels on all of the boxes? You know, stuff like that, and then like how they rate it, how people react to it, and stuff like that. So like ours is rated Amazon's Choice, right? But we up there with culture tags, we up there with Black Card Revoked, but you know, ours for whatever reason is Amazon's Choice. You know. Appreciate it, you know, and so, but it's a lot going into it at first. The second edition, it was easy breezy.
Gotcha.
So, but I think it's because we pretty much just piggybacked what I did off of that. I don't have anybody, like they have companies that will list their things on Amazon. You know, when you don't have money and you don't have resources, you got to get creative. All right. So I hopped on YouTube and just figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is in the early stages.
Right.
You know, so.
Shout out to YouTube University.
Oh, man. What? I'm a graduate, man.
No, fact. So to this day, what would you say is your biggest distributor? Would it be direct to consumer through your website?
Amazon.
Amazon. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Amazon, for sure.
Boy said it without hesitation.
Because the thing that I can't compete with is shipping, right? Like, you know, it's going to be $8 shipping on my website, and then it's going to take you 4 to 5 days to probably get it, depending on where you at in the country.
Right.
You know, but Amazon will have it to you by 4 in the morning. Damn, 4 in the morning?
Damn.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends. Like, long as our inventory is there, they going to get it to you.
Gotcha.
So, you know, and that's the thing that we can't compete with. A lot of people say, I pay for Prime, I'm not paying for shipping. Okay.
No, that makes sense.
You know, and you got to pay to play, but you're going to pay somebody, you know, and you're just not going to be able to keep everything.
Got you.
You know, so I give them that $6 per, but I'm going to sell way more on their platform than I am on mine. So, you know, it's like, okay, would you rather keep 100% of nothing?
Right.
Or would you rather keep 95% of a lot?
Right.
You know, so
you're going to take the 95 all day.
Exactly.
So for y'all marketing channels, do y'all really push people to go to Amazon, or do y'all still kind of push your website?
We push our website.
Okay.
We just let you know that Amazon is also an option.
Gotcha.
So, you know, obviously, because I would like you to come to my website, so that way I can keep more of my money. But you know,
Gotcha.
it just, you have to think about your consumer. You have to think about yourself.
Right.
If you going to purchase something and I want it today, or if I need it for this weekend, am I going to trust that you're going to be able to ship it, package it, ship it, and get it to me in 3 days? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just go to Amazon.
Nah, that's real. I kind of want to switch gears real quick. So your team is comprised of 4 people.
Yep.
So I want to talk about that because, you know, partnerships can be tough to deal with. Like you have 4 people that have to approve, or what's your process? Does everybody have to approve? Does it have to be 75%?
It's really just like majority rules.
Majority rules.
I'm gonna be honest, but sometimes even in that majority rules, if somebody feels strongly about it, they like, I still don't think, even though everybody else thinks. And, I think that's one of the things about us is I'm not going to shush you.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you stupid. I'm not going to, like everybody, we're going to listen. And, like our partner, Jason, he is Mr. Devil's Advocate. Like he literally says, well, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Right.
A lot of times I'll be wanting to say, well, don't play devil's advocate. But I want to hear it, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to hear it out. Like even though it goes against something that I think, or and a lot of times I go against things that they think.
Right.
That's just how we're going to be able to grow, though, because you have to hear different people's perspective or something that you might not have thought about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A risk that you may not have thought about, that comes with that.
Right.
So, but yeah, so that's really it, man. And it's a lot sometimes, having partnerships because you got to, make sure that everybody has something to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you equal partners, everybody got to pull their weight,
right.
And I'll tell them, hey, man, look, like, we only strong as our weakest link.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we need everybody on point if we're going to, make this thing work. And, and man, like, just the way that they step up and react to that, is just, because everybody, I'll even be lacking some days. They be like, man, you ain't sent out them orders. Damn, my bad, bro.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, man, you ain't reached out on that merch. Man, damn, I forgot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we all have lives too. Like, I'm going to be the first one to not have a job and do this full time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's tough because everybody got kids. They got lives. They got wives.
Right.
Sometimes it fall through the crack, know. So
with y'all being equal partners, bro, let's talk about finances, not numbers, but just finances, right? So everything's split 25, 25, 25, 25, right? Yep. So as a business owner, we all are still in the infancy stage, but you all have have your own corporate jobs. Do you guys split everything equally, or do y'all split, 50% y'all split between everybody and the other 50% goes back into the business? Or how do y'all kind of break it down? Y'all put everything in the business?
We put most of it back into the business,
okay.
Right? Honestly, what we did was we just set a number.
Okay.
And was like, hey, this is going to be the number to pay us, and we're going to divide it by 4.
Okay.
That's really all we did. With the second edition coming, that's going to increase it more. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the success of that. You can't, and something that we learned talking to, it's another game called Lyrically Correct. We met them out there at Essence. We had kind of not necessarily based our marketing off of them, but we watched a lot of the things that they did, and just to find out that they launched just a couple months before we did, and they do a lot of things similar to us. They was like, man, just because you put 2 products out there and the first one was successful, don't mean the second one gonna be.
Right.
But theirs was different. Theirs is all music questions, and then they did like an old school music.
Gotcha.
And they like, oh, well, the old school one didn't do as well. Oh, well, let me do this 90s and 2000s, and then that one did do good. Gotcha. And so it's just like you can't assume that something is going to do great just off the success of the first one. But we definitely think that it's going to go because with our vendor events, people are buying both or they're buying the second one.
Gotcha.
So but yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot that goes into it.
And how is the game market? Would you say it's oversaturated? Would you say it's wide open?
I think it's wide open, man. There is a lot of games, but if I'm being honest, a lot of people don't stick with it. A lot of people don't stick with it. And, shout out to T. Hall and Got Bars. He the first person, because I had the idea, like I said, in like 2018, but then when I seen him, oh, this is possible.
So he actually had a card game?
Yeah.
Okay,
T. Hall got an actual card game. It's called Got Bars. Okay. And so when I seen him do that, that's what made me be like, oh, so this is possible.
Right.
Because this is somebody that I see, you know what I'm saying, at different events, and you got your own card game. If he can do it, I can too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to shout him out because he was definitely an inspiration as to how this even came about.
No, that's real, man, because I look at the market, and then you have what's the one that does content to conversation cars?
Oh yeah,
conversation cars. And I was like, man, I see how it's going. Like how you said earlier, content first, bro. And like this is what's really catapulting a lot of y'all in the space is the content y'all even are creating outside of the game is what's driving, notoriety and what's driving sales. So that's definitely genius. But then I also wanted to talk about, when somebody sees something that's starting to pop, people want to hop into space to see if they can get a piece of it too and get crowded. Have you started to see that within maybe your circles or see people?
All the time, man. All the time. People even, they've pitched us their idea. Like, hey, come buy my idea from me. Yeah. Nah, bro, I've had that idea already. Yeah. I didn't, like this one person, they was like, hey, y'all should do a music game, like just all music. And I'm like, yeah, well, Lyrically Correct is already doing that. Right. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of want to mix everything. We got Growing Up Black, we got movies, we got music, we got TV, memes, just viral moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we encompass everything from the culture. We don't just want to, and maybe we'll do an expansion pack, but we'll have to test the market to see, okay, well, do people want all music? Do people want all movies? Do people want all TV? Now, for sure, all Growing Up Black is going to be one because people love that. Like, those are the ones that get everybody. Gotcha. But because we all had a similar experience, you know what I'm saying? And so those definitely. But, we'll have to see if people want just all music from us. That's not necessarily what we do. In our live versions, the music is what really drives it because it's more interactive. You know what I'm saying? I could do a movie question and I can quote the movie, but I can't show the movie clip. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but, because I got DJ Almost Famous up there with me, he can play the song, you know what I'm saying, and have everybody singing it and stuff like that. So.
Got you. So that kind of leads me into this, man, before we get out of here, bro. What's the overall goal for you guys? Like, what does that success look like for y'all?
That's a tough question, honestly. Right now, we're already successful.
For sure.
But I'm not content, right? Right. We got a lot of work to do. To be honest, I want tours. Okay. So the live show is really what I really want to push. And we've had people reach out. We've been doing Houston. We'll be in Houston for Labor Day weekend. Okay. We had people reach out in Chicago. We've had LA, North Carolina, Atlanta. But it's like when people hear, how much we want, they're like, like, you're not a performer, but they don't understand the amount of people that's gonna come. Right. And how much that's gonna be worth. So we're trying to find bigger venues like House of Blues, to do this at. Because shout out to Trap Bingo, they used to do one of the same venues that we did. Doing Trap Bingo, we was doing Urban Trivia at the same place here in Dallas. They're from New Orleans. But what they did was, they found a way to get into House of Blues. They found a way to get into Fillmore Theater, and doing these bigger venues. And I just shot them a DM like, yo, y'all started the same place that we started. How can we get there? Right. And the power of asking people, like, don't be too proud to just ask. Right. Because they replied and was like, hey, we gonna be doing Essence this week, but we'll get back to you. I said, oh, I'm gonna be doing Essence too. We can link up out there. Bet. Okay. And so when we linked up out there, they had a show in Dallas the following week. So we went to True Kitchen, sat down, and he just honestly gave us a whole bunch of different people that we can reach out to. Even you, giving us, different ideas of people that we could potentially partner with, and stuff like that. So it's just the power of asking people. But that's really the thing, man. I want to do bigger venues because we can make more money off of it. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate Cafe 214 and ESO and Legacy Hall for allowing us to do this here locally. But I'm just being honest. I want to be able to do a House of Blues. I'm coming here once every 3 months everybody,
everybody
come
pull
here
up.
instead of doing this monthly. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? To where they'll be there next month. You know, stuff like that. So that's one goal. Next is just I think I want to do 5 of these.
Okay.
I want to do probably about 5 of these, and then develop the app. We developed the app already, but I had to figure out a business model for it.
Okay.
Because why would a person pay $25 for this when they could pay $4.99 for the app?
Right. Right. Yeah.
I'm cutting myself at the knee.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, all right, you know, let's get these out, and then we can put all of those questions in the app. You know, so something like that. And then a TV show, man.
Okay. Stanley Newcomer.
show.
Okay.
TV show. People have reached out about it, but you know, just nothing was solid enough to act on it. But a TV show.
Would the TV show, let's be honest, would the TV show be you, or the TV show be the game?
It would probably be me hosting the game.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to somebody else doing it because it would still be my IP.
Right.
But it would probably be me hosting it. And what we'll probably do is shoot like some pilots, you know, put them on YouTube and pitch them.
Gotcha.
You know, or if they do well enough on YouTube, keep it on YouTube, until you
Get
know
that ad money and some partnerships.
Yeah, exactly. So so those are the three big things. And just, you know, definitely more partnerships. I just, you know, I'm a Cowboys fan through and through. I'm a Mavericks fan through and through. So I would the Dallas Wings, they reached out.
That's dope.
It didn't end up happening, but they have reached out. So I definitely want to partner with all the sports teams, and you know, because we make this.
Right.
So I can do a Dallas Cowboy trivia.
Right.
I can do a Dallas Mavericks trivia, like whatever it is. I'm creating it, so I can do whatever. You know, so I definitely just want to keep expanding, man. That's really the thing. Just tunnel vision on growth.
Gotcha. No, that's amazing, bro. And the last question is, bro, what is one piece of advice you would give to somebody who wanted to enter the card game space, or the game space in general, board games, flashcards, etc.?
I don't know. All right. Game space, be original.
Okay.
Be original, and that doesn't mean reinventing the wheel, because I know that we're not the first black people to ask questions.
Right.
But don't steal people's content. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I purposely do not buy other people's games, because I don't, if I happen to have that question, fine. Right. But I'm not going out and, you know, oh, that was a good question, so let me take,
right.
No. And, you know, I think the content around it, but I think more than that, just like in business in general, like Pac said, I found the weakness, I peeped the weakness in the rap game and sold it. Find something where somebody's lacking, and fill that need. You know what I'm saying? Fill that void. So if you see that, oh, well, they only do that, well, I'm going to do all movies. Take all movies and, you know what I'm saying, and make that. You know what I'm saying? Or there's a lot of people who, like you said, the conversations, you know, that's more dating and getting to know people. I think TC, I'll Kill You, he has Black Mama, you know, and stuff like that, things that Black Mamas say. And, you know, there's a lot of different areas in this space. Just find your lane in that space and go do it. There's a lot of people who ask questions on the street. I'm not the only person that do that, you know, so just find your angle and go with that.
That's what's up, man. We're here with my guy, Stanley Newcomer of Urban Trivia. Last time, bro, there's anything you want to put out there? Tell them, give them the handles, give them any announcements, any drops you want them to know about.
So you can follow me at Stanley Newcomer, everything spelled correctly. You can follow Urban Trivia Game on Instagram. It's The Urban Trivia Game. On TikTok, it's Urban Trivia Game. Our website is urbantriviagame.com. The second edition comes out on August 26th. So August 26th, but pre-orders are available now. So Urban Trivia game, you can get those there. Then August 26th, it'll be on Walmart and Amazon. We're doing a launch party on August 28th, so that's a Sunday, up at Legacy Hall in Plano. I know you got to drive a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but I promise you it's worth it. It's a beautiful venue. It's outside, you know, and so it's going to be a really good time.
That's what's up. Make sure y'all support Black-owned business and get the card games. Get both of them, the first edition and the second edition.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 1 for 25, 1 for 20, 2 for 40. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
You know how we do 2 for 40. So you know what I'm saying? That's you heard it here on Cosign Conversations. Man, I appreciate you stopping by, bro.
You having me, bro.
And we're gonna continue to rock, man. And for y'all those out there watching, continue to live the Cosign life and be blessed. We out. Peace. Dope.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, my guy.
Appreciate you, bro.
So, let me get a boom. Hey guys, what's good? Thanks for supporting Cosign Magazine by watching this video. If you really enjoyed this content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share.